Welcome into another edition of the Coach Shinnick Show. I'm Will Kennedy, along with Pete Shinnick, head coach at the University of West Florida, and we are bringing you another edition from Blue Wahoo Stadium by the Bay in Pensacola, and this time a victory, 45-23, the final score. You guys on top of Shorter. Improved to 6-1 on the season. Nice to be home again for the second straight week. Another good crowd out, and this time walking away with a victory.
Yeah, great to be back here and, again, show our fans that we know how to win. So that was good. You know, we didn't do that a week ago, but to get it this week. And then just really proud of how our guys responded and what they were able to do. I think, you know, we continue to have a great atmosphere here. And, I mean, the opportunity to be at home 2 times in a row, I mean, our only time right now during the season, you know, we took full advantage of it.
We've had 2 really great Saturdays in a row for football in this facility, and just, you know, beautiful conditions and beautiful weather and everything. You guys talked about wanting to come out and get off to a hot start. We'll dive into those first half highlights. I thought right from the beginning, including the kick return, I mean, you get Marcus Clayton to get you set up with some short field position. Yeah,
Marcus was dynamic, and really I felt like all night, I mean, the ball in his hands, I mean, we had a chance to break it. We really did. You know, we went the streak of not winning the toss, so that got broken there. But, you know, we're fine with that. Again, our offense was fired up to get it, and to be able to really take the shots that we did, and then to be able to get in the end zone on the opening drive with the great field position from Marcus was a great way to get started.
2-yard touchdown run for Shamari Mason. I thought, you know, after what we saw against West Georgia, you got down there twice close and weren't able to get it, and it was nice to just kind of punch that in. You're able to get the defense out there, and they force a 3-and-out and get the ball back to the offense.
Yeah, huge. And I think, you know, offensively, you know, we were going to be aggressive and we were going to attack. Austin will kick himself for the interception on the second drive because, you know, he just overthought it and tried to drill a ball in there. So he came back after that, and I thought played as well as we've seen him play all year long, and really was as accurate as he's been. But second drive turnover, that kind of affected us a little bit, but then we got right back on track.
It was one of those drives where, you know, you see somebody kind of take over a drive. It's Rodney Coates with Austin, of course, and they're able to connect a couple times and end up in the end zone. And you get a touchdown there. And I thought, you know, it was clicking. And you mentioned how good Austin was, and he's up there at 60%. That's about where you expect.
Yeah, it is. For as many deep shots as we take, you know, I look across the country and guys are completing 70% of their passes. But I mean, you know, we haven't thrown a bubble screen. We haven't thrown a now screen yet. I mean, everything we're doing is 5-10 yards downfield. And I think, you know, we threw the ball 30 times and had 300 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. You know, that's kind of who we are and how we do things.
I know one thing that, you know, from a coach's standpoint, you'll look at is like, hey, there was a couple times defensively we weren't able to get off the field. They put together a sustained drive. I think it was 17 plays and marched down the field. Missed a PAT. It's 14-6, but, you know, defensively, those are the situations. We've got to clean that up.
Yeah, very frustrating, and I know Coach Doolin, I mean, you know, he was constantly talking to the guys. I felt like we were very close, and I think when you look at the drives that we were able to, you know, get pressure or we were able to get them off course, you know, we were able to get them out off the field. But, you know, we gave them too many opportunities. I think 9-17 on third down. Got to clean that up. We've got to be more efficient on third down and get people off the field so we can get the ball back really in our offense's hands who, you know, other than the turnover, we didn't punt until the fourth quarter. So, I mean, the offense was clicking. We got to be able to, you know, find ways to get the ball back.
I knew it was going to happen at some time. It was in this game, Mav Wolfley, tight end, in the end zone. It happened.
It did, and, you know, we had it close at SBU. He got tackled at the 1, but, you know, he had caught the ball on that drive earlier and really felt like how they rotated and what they did, we could get him in the end zone, and happy for him. He's been playing great for us. You know, our tight ends really have been blocking a ton and doing a great job, so anytime we can get those guys in the end zone, it's a great day.
They drive down near the end of the half, get a field goal, cut it to 21-9, and then you get the ball back. And it was interesting, you know, penalty, we're backing up. It's like 3rd and 20, and what are we going to do? Are we kneeling it out? Are we running it? And I said on the radio TV broadcast, down and distance and time just don't even seem to matter to this team. Austin throws a ball after you missed one to Rodney Coates where Rodney was open and hits Jared Smith, and you go to the locker room with a 78-yard touchdown and all the momentum.
Yeah, and really, I thought we were going to go into 2-minute offense mode, and I thought we were in great shape, and you know, we get a completion and we're in good shape, and then we get a holding. Then all of a sudden it's 2nd and 10, and we throw to Rodney and we missed, and I was just like, all right, I feel like that area of the field's open. We're just going to rotate another guy in there. We got a lot of fast wide receivers, and that might be the farthest I've seen Austin throw the ball in the air, because that thing just laid out there. And Jarrett's as fast as there is. So for him to come up with that and then to run strong, couldn't go into the half feeling better about much. I mean, that was just a great way to, end the half.
28-9 was our score at the half, but we were nowhere near done. Still lots of football to talk about. But we'll get into that next, right here on the Coach Shinnick Show.
Real change occurs in that split second, a moment of connection among people.
With a common purpose,
a shared vision,
and a unified goal. What will you change?
What will change you? The University of West Florida. No limits.
What does Argos spirit look like? Is it finding the perfect Argo outfit to show your team pride? Is it giving back while getting your pre-game grub? Or is it connecting with your community in the perfect spot? At Penn Air Federal Credit Union, it's being a proud sponsor of UWF Education, the Alumni Association, athletics, Penn Air Field, and having a spirit of communerosity. Learn more at pennair.org/aboutus.
For those who measure success by the worn tread on their tires, and those who strengthen their body and mind and drift through their weekends over nature's current. Andrews Institute, for those who move.
Hello, I'm Zach Pullman. I'm a graduate assistant here at the University of West Florida, and I work in athletic communications. When I found out that I received the Bright Future Scholarship, I knew this would take a burden off of my family and kind of help me through college. Given the opportunity to pay for my complete undergraduate degree, I did not have to worry about student debt, so I was able to continue my journey of education. Just want to thank the Florida Lottery for not only helping me through my college journey, but countless others in the state of Florida and all they do to help education within the state.
Welcome back into the Coach Shinnick Show. Will Kennedy along with head coach Pete Shinnick, University of West Florida. Coming off a big win, and we just got us into the first half. 28-9 was the score. You're leading shorter. You go to the locker room. You know they're going to get the ball coming out. And I know, carrying that momentum that you had in the first half out to the second is a big thing. Your defense comes out and does a nice job.
Yeah, they did a great job. We got them. Again, we had been getting them in 3rd and 8, somewhere in there. And then we got great pressure, and Shea Campbell gets a sack. They punt the ball back, and then, we go as fast as I think we've gone. We go 3 plays and go right down, 4 plays right down and score.
Yeah, that was one of those where you're kind of marching down the field, you're doing it quickly. And Jared Smith, everybody's had a breakout game along the way. He has that 78-yarder before the half. I thought the short one, the 9-yard touchdown, was as good a play in many ways. A great throw by Austin, nice hands catch, and then making a defender miss.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a 5-yard gain because that's what it should have been. He made a great catch. Austin, again, extremely accurate all night long. And then Jared just used his length and his strength to get into the end zone. We've seen him catch the ball in different areas. He caught it in traffic today. He caught it deep, and then he took the ball, got yards after contact. So, again, we've had a wide receiver step up, like you said, every week, and it's really kind of rotated, and that's fun. Karan Ashley came up with a couple of nice catches, but people were wondering where he was, based on last week. So we've got a good thing going that you got to find a way to, cover somebody, and you're going to have to go one-on-one with somebody, and when you do, we're going to find it.
Jared would go 100-plus. Roddy Coates right behind him at like 93. You get another drive, and this one stalls out, and you get a chance to get your field goal kicker on there. You're kind of wondering about Griffin's range. We've seen him kick some short ones. You were saying he banged home the 44-yarder and it had plenty of juice left.
Oh, man, that's as good as I've seen him hit the ball, and to do it in game-time situations, that's awesome. I would have loved, on that 3rd and 2, I would have loved to have connected with Karan. We threw a ball into the end zone, give us a shot, but I was fired up to see Griff, hit the ball the way he did and kick that thing. That was a heck of a shot, and, he's got much more leg. We can go from, 55, and, that's going to be a huge weapon for us moving forward.
Credit shorter. They go down, they drive the field, get into touchdown, kind of cut into the lead. You get the football back, I think, into the 4th quarter there. You get one of those drives where you do it with the pass a lot of the time. This one was a running drive in every sense of it, and I saw 2 runs from Shamari Mason, I think the second one. That's about as Barry Sanders a run as I've seen at any level by any running back since Barry Sanders. He ran a long way to get 30 yards and had back-to-back 30-yard runs, making people miss, doing all the things, joystick controllers, all that.
Yeah, it was crazy. You know, that drive, I felt like we had a chance. Larry Rembert had a ball thrown to him deep. And then I was like, okay, you know, kind of irritated, you know. And then the first run by Shamari, like you said, it's like, oh, my goodness. And then the second run, I mean, he got 60 yards on 2 rushes. He probably, like you said, probably ran 135 yards. I mean, it was unbelievable because he was left hash, right hash, all the way around. That's the fun part about him. You get Shamari Mason in space, you know, he's electric and dynamic. And I'll say this, you know, prior to that, he was huge in our protection. He did a phenomenal job. A couple of our O-linemen missed some blocks. He'd pick up the defensive linemen. So I love that he broke out and got those because he really played a complete game for us.
And you cap it off with the quarterback keeping it, and I think somebody got 2 fingers on him, but other than that, he went 29 yards. Nobody touched him. He's such an athlete.
Well, yeah, and he'll tell you that too. That's the fun part of it. Yeah, I thought he was going to slide twice, and he just kept going. And I'm like, oh, don't get hit. Oh, you're still running. Got to be kidding me. And then, you know, 29 yards later, he's in the end zone. So great day for Austin Reed. I mean, 4 touchdown passes, 1 rushing, over 300 yards again. Really, he makes this offense go. So excited for him, the day that he had, and really the day that our whole offense had. I mean, to run 53 plays, have close to 500 yards, that's maximizing your time. That's taking advantage of every opportunity you get.
We throw time of possession, number of plays, all that stuff out the window, too. You guys get the 45-23 win. They add on a late touchdown. Your defense shut them out on running. I mean, it just dominated the line of scrimmage. I think they ran for 74 yards, like 2 yards a carry.
Yeah, we've been great all year against the run. We got to clean some things up in some passing lanes, but our front has really played well. And you know, shout out to Will Breland. You know, we had Jared Smith on offense start his first game. We got Will Breland on defense starting his first game. 2 young guys really stepped up, answered the call very well. We look forward to getting healthy going up against Mississippi College next week. And so, but, you know, excited about how we're playing and look forward to the future.
6-1 now. Another win in the conference. Mississippi College is coming up next for you guys. We'll be back in the show a little bit later to talk about that matchup with the Choctaws. Coming up next, we'll dive into the rest of the fall sports with Maya Clark right here on the Coach Shinnick Show.
What does Argos spirit look like? Is it finding the perfect Argo outfit to show your team pride? Is it giving back while getting your pre-game grub? Or is it connecting with your community in the perfect spot? At Penn Air Federal Credit Union, it's being a proud sponsor of UWF Education, the Alumni Association, athletics, Penn Air Field, and having a spirit of communerosity. Learn more at pennair.org/about us.
For those who measure success by the worn tread on their tires, and those who strengthen their body and mind and drift through their weekends over nature's current. Andrews Institute, for those who move.
Welcome back to the Coach Shinnick Show. The fall sports were still in action this past weekend. Volleyball traveled to South Florida this weekend and won all 3 of their matches, defeating Lynn, Florida Southern, and Nova Southeastern. This weekend, they'll be back at home against Union on Friday for Senior Day and Christian Brothers for Packet Pink. Here's Coach Walter.
Yeah, I think it was a good test for this team at a good time. So it was just nice to have our girls be really focused. And, you know, we knew when you're the #1 seed from the GSC, you're going to get, you know, the best of the best from the SSC, and I thought we handled the weekend really well, taking it just one match at a time. And every match it was somebody different, which I think is what makes our team so fun and so dangerous. Just really pleased to come away with 3 wins. Packet Pink obviously is just one of our marquee matches every year, and we've got the traditional live auction that's actually open now, and that'll be happening throughout the week and the weekend. We've got tons of stuff this year. We had great support from some of the local businesses to donate items and things. So I think our girls did a phenomenal job putting together some baskets. So I would encourage everybody to go online and start that bidding now, because those are some pretty neat prizes this year. We won't take admission, so we'll be taking donations at the door. We'll be honoring survivors and people who have lost loved ones to cancer as well. So it's a really special day. Obviously, being a cancer survivor, it's near and dear to my heart. I enjoy the event, and I think, to be able to play Union, who obviously is a very good opponent, for the event this year is going to be really fun.
Men's soccer was back in action this weekend in Birmingham, Alabama. They defeated West Alabama 4-2 on Thursday and came up short in double overtime against Alabama Huntsville 2-1. Women's soccer played Christian Brothers at Montevallo on Tuesday night, so be sure to check GoArgos.com for a full recap. This weekend, both men and women's soccer will be back in action in Mississippi against Delta State and Mississippi College. Men and women's cross country were back in action this weekend at the Gulf South Conference Championship, where Zach Fenton broke the school's 8K record. Alyssa Granberg and Zach Fenton were both named to the All-GSC second team. Here's Coach Caleb Carmichael to recap the week.
Going into the season, we wanted to improve upon what we did in 2019 and finished in 8th in the conference. So our goal was do better than that. We knew we had a pretty decent team. We've been getting better and better each race all year. And we had some people take leaps and bounds this weekend. Alyssa, running the 18, she was just trying to break 20 minutes last week or at Huntsville. And she goes and runs 18 minutes. So obviously those things right there are really impactful for our team. But more recently we've had some people step up, and Haley and Zach continue their 1 and 2 performances. Jack has been running very well. And then we've had Mac, one of our seniors, step up and really kind of get his times down there, really put himself out there. Obviously we know there's something to improve upon, but I think we're a step in the right direction.
Swimming and diving will head to Tallahassee this weekend for a quad meet held at Florida State. As always, check GoArgos.com or follow GoArgos on Instagram and Twitter for the latest updates on UWF athletics. We'll be back with Zach Fenton in just a minute on the Coach Shinnick Show.
What does Argo Spirit look like? Is it finding the perfect Argo outfit to show your team pride? Is it giving back while getting your pre-game grub? Or is it connecting with your community in the perfect spot? At Penn Air Federal Credit Union, it's being a proud sponsor of UWF Education, the Alumni Association, athletics, Penn Air Field, and having a spirit of communerosity. Learn more at pennair.org/aboutus.
Hello, I'm Zach Pullman. I'm a graduate assistant here at the University of West Florida, and I work in athletic communications. When I found out that I received the Bright Future Scholarship, I knew this would take a burden off of my family and kind of help me through college. Given the opportunity to pay for my complete undergraduate degree, I did not have to worry about student debt, so I was able to continue my journey of education. Just want to thank the Florida Lottery for not only helping me through my college journey, but countless others in the state of Florida and all they do to help education within the state.
Look at that. That's called a takes two hands burger. Fresh 100% beef stacked high with melted cheese, hand-chopped veggies, and everything else you could possibly ask for. Yep, that's your Whataburger, made exactly the way you want it. Because sometimes, you gotta take matters into your own hands. What a burger, just like you like it.
We're here with Zach Fenton from Men's Cross Country. Zach, how are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Good. So you recently competed at the Gulf South Conference Cross Country Championship, and you broke the school's 8K record. How does it feel to know that your name is going to go down in the record book?
Oh, I'm over the moon about it. To a certain extent, the feeling really hasn't set in yet, but yeah, I'm ecstatic.
So what was kind of your mentality going into the race, just knowing that you could potentially break the record, and then after just knowing that you actually accomplished it? Because all season you've been really close to just like getting over the edge to that.
Yeah, this past race, I definitely felt, I think, a little more under control going into the race. I mean, nerves are nerves, and you're always going to feel nervous before a race like that. But I think I felt a little. I think I had a better attitude. Certainly, felt a little more optimistic than usual. Really, I just went into the mindset to compete and to just leave everything out there, and it certainly felt like I did at the end because I felt like I was crawling over the finish line. But I think that just the basic competitive mentality really worked wonders in that race. So I was very pleased with it.
So how did you get started doing cross country?
I did track, and I liked track, and I mainly did distance, and someone kind of introduced me to doing cross country in the fall. My brother had done it as well, my older brother. He ran up in Maryland. So that was sort of the seed that was planted there, and I've loved it ever since. I think it certainly helps, though. I've always found the training process rather enjoyable. So even though it can be difficult, even just the act of training I think has its own rewards. So it's been wonderful.
So you have a sister who is on the team. How does it feel to know that even if you're having a rough week, that you have your sister here with you, kind of just going through everything with you?
Oh, it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. By the very nature of being twins, we're already pretty close, but I think certainly having her as a teammate is absolutely wonderful. And we'll bounce race plans off each other. We'll bounce pretty much everything that we're feeling off each other. So it's very helpful having someone there who's definitely always in your corner, regardless of your performance. I hope, but I get the feeling that she's enjoyed it as well. At least I hope she has, at least as much as I have.
What advice would you give to someone who is looking to get started in cross country?
I think try and enjoy the training process as much as possible, especially within a social context. I would really encourage anyone who's interested in cross-country or long-distance running to find a group that is varied in skill level and run with them, because I think running with a group is always a lot more fun and really enjoyable. I'd also recommend, this is actually a big one, get some proper running shoes. Proper running shoes will set you ahead quite a bit. If you go to a running store, they'll give you a gait analysis and all that other good stuff, and they'll put you in the right shoe. But really, any specialty running store would do. But I do highly recommend that. That's probably the one technical piece of advice I'd give. But yeah.
Well, Zach, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be right back with the Coach Shinnick Show.
Look at that. Your Whataburger, made exactly the way you want it. Because sometimes you gotta take matters into your own hands. What a burger, just like you like it.
For those who measure success by the worn tread on their tires, and those who strengthen their body and mind and drift through their weekends over nature's current. Andrews Institute, for those who move.
Welcome back in. This is our final segment of the Coach Shinnick Show. And Coach Shinnick joining us again now as we look forward to the next game. Mississippi College on the road again, over to Clinton, Mississippi, Robinson Hale Stadium. And Coach, it's always difficult to go over and play this team, no matter what their record, kind of no matter where they are on the road at their place. Weird weather stuff happens, just all kinds of things.
Yeah, we've had really everything happen since we've been over there. And then you throw in the fact that they're a triple option team, the only one that we've faced this season. It just adds to, us having to prepare extremely well. Our guys have got to be dialed in. Again, road games aren't easy. We've been blessed to win every one of them so far. We want to keep that streak going.
They come in 3-4. They've been good on the road. I think they're unbeaten away from home. They're 1-4 at home. They've run that gauntlet already. They've lost to West Isle, West Georgia, and Valdosta as well. Nice win over North Greenville at one point. They beat Shorter, who we beat last week. Yep. And they do those things that kind of make you a little uncomfortable, especially they're able to get those long drives sometimes and keep the ball away from your offense and disrupt your flow.
Yeah, that'll be one of the keys, really, is us being able to get the ball back, us being able to, give our offense a handful of opportunities there. They're phenomenal at holding the ball. Obviously, they're a run team. They're going to milk the clock almost every possession. They're going to let it run down. So even when they run 3 plays, it seems like they got the ball for 3-4 minutes. Now you add a couple first downs into there. That only adds to the mix. That only adds to the issues. So we've got to really do a great job. I think we get the ball back. They kind of play defense the same way they play offense. They drop 8 guys. They try to frustrate you in the passing game. I know last year, first time seeing that, Austin was a little caught off guard with where the windows were, that type of thing. We got to do a great job preparing for that because it will be a different experience.
Who do they compare to maybe the fans that we've already seen in some of the things they do? Because there's really nobody quite like Mississippi College.
No, they're as unique, I think, as anybody we faced. I think from some coverage standpoints, there's some similarities in what West Georgia and Southwest Baptist did. But really, when you drop 8 people consistently, it really muddies the passing lanes. And we've had a lot of people play us in man, or a lot of people play us in quarters, and we've been able to hit some of those zones. These guys, they'll just have somebody in the void every time.
What, offensively, you don't see offenses like them very often in the way they play. It's kind of a throwback to another era. How do you prep for that this week?
Yeah, got to be very disciplined, got to be dialed in, got to know where the ball is. Obviously, when you run the triple option, you got fullback, quarterback, pitch man. They'll block it numerous ways, and then they'll always have somebody moving in a direction. Then they'll do some motions. Then they'll send the guy down the middle on you. You know what I mean? And so they run the 4 vertical game about as well as anybody. It takes a lot of focus and concentration on our defensive part.
How do you scout team quarterback for them? I mean, that's one of those, because sometimes you probably don't have a quarterback necessarily that is like theirs.
Yeah, we don't have a guy like that. We'll put a running back there. We'll put a wide receiver there. We'll put some guys there to just run around so that it creates the issue, because obviously our guys are going to throw the ball a little more, and that's what they're good at.
As you look, here at the schedule, it is Mississippi College, then West Alabama, Valdosta. I mean, the games have just ticked off, and you've got 3 remaining. Obviously, focus at this point of the season. It's important every week, but now every game just has that extra weight and meaning.
It really does, and I think that's the beauty of conference play. It's the beauty of the Gulf South Conference. I don't. It really doesn't matter who you end the conference with. You got to play well, and so we're ending with 2 of the better teams, and that's a heck of a deal. And we're ending, with Mississippi College this week, who gives you the most frustration from an offense and a defensive standpoint. We'll spend more time, this week trying to figure out where they're going to be, what it's going to look like, because of the different way they play on both sides of the ball.
Destiny is a fickle thing. We control our own, which I know you've said. Hey, that's really all you can ask for.
Yeah, it is. We love being in the position we're in. Obviously, hate that we had a bump in the road against West Georgia, but love that we've got these people in front of us, and love that we got a group that's attacking it and getting after it.
Opportunity to win out and win the conference. Starts with Mississippi College on Saturday, 6 o'clock kick. They bumped it back from before. It's homecoming for the Choctaws over there. We'll be on the radio at 5:30 on our broadcast partners, ESPN Pensacola. And, of course, you can catch it on Flow Sports, the GSC streaming provider as well. Coach, good luck to you and the crew this week over at Mississippi College.
Thank you very much.
And we'll look forward to seeing you guys again next time. We'll break down this game and look forward to the next one right here on the Coach Shinnick Show. But always remember, GoArgos.com is your spot for the latest news, information, schedule. Check out how the volleyball team's doing. Check out how everybody else is doing, men's and women's soccer. And the Argo Armada app, you get it right there on your phone. Keep up with social media, all the latest, and there's some great offers out there for you too. We appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Coach Shinnick Show.